Guys, welcome back to my channel. I am making a quick video on my flashes I use. These are the flashes, as you can see them, that I've been carrying in my photography bag for the last couple of years. And let me tell you something, I have nothing but thumbs up and raves about all these guys right here. To do portraits and weddings and bar mitzvahs and quinceañeros and pretty much every event and every portrait session you can think of. If I'm not using natural lighting for doing events, of course, we're gonna need to add some sort of light. These are actually the Canon 600 EX flashes. So I got 1, 2, 3 Canon 600 EX flashes. And I have here this little guy. This is a Canon transmitter that goes on top of my camera, right on the shoe of the camera. And then I can go ahead and control my 3 speed lights right from this little gadget right here. This is super convenient. This is super easy to use. And again, it's just something useful that I have been using for a long time. This gives me so much flexibility on how I can use my lighting. So let me explain. I can use one flash on top of the camera if I want some quick lighting right on the shoe on the top of the camera, and then I can go ahead and have my flash either point to the side or bounce it off the top. You rarely ever want to go ahead and point flash directly at someone. There is a few instances where you might want to do this, and I will make another video about that, but this ain't the video about that. So I could either use that if I'm using getting ready at a hotel or at someone's home, and there's not enough ambient light, there's not enough light coming through a window. We might go ahead and fill some shadows. Or I can use this totally different as well. I can put this on top of my camera, and now this is my master flash. My master flash will go ahead and control my slave flashes. So you can go ahead and set one of these guys as your master, and you can go ahead and set these speed lights to your slaves. So I can have little lighting if I want, right, coming up from the camera. I could set these up maybe on some tripods on the event, maybe for some backlighting or for different things. Again, it's just so many different options, so many different things you can do. Or you can just go ahead and put this transmitter on top of your camera. And once you have this transmitter on top of your camera, then you can have all these 3 flashes. And I believe, I want to say they do up to maybe 6 flashes. Don't hold me accountable on that, guys. I'm just guessing. I know you can use more than 3 flashes, but 3 flashes, I found that it's more than enough for what I do for the event and the portraits, and how I use these guys have really been the workhorse of my photography business. And I really love them and wanted to give them some props because they have served me, again, extremely well. I have 3 of them. When I bought these a few years back, I don't know, a handful of years back, these were a little bit on the expensive side. I believe they were around the $500-600 range a piece. I do not know what they currently go for or what the newer model is, because I've been still using these guys, and these guys serve their purpose well. But I started out with a Canon 430 EX flash that was pretty decent, but then I upgraded to the 600 EX flashes. First, like every photographer, you don't have a ton of money to buy everything at the same time. My first time, I went ahead and bought 1 flash. Then once I had saved up a little more money, I was excited because I was able to add flash number 2. And then I was excited when I was able to go back and add flash number 3. And then I was excited when I was able to add this transmitter. This was about $350, $399 or something like that. Again, this was a handful of years ago. Not sure what they go for now, but again, this is what it cost me back in the day. Like I said, I can use these guys right on my camera shoe, or I can use them on a stand. I can go ahead and use these guys with umbrellas. I've used them with soft boxes. I've used them bare with nothing on it. I mean, there's so many ways that you can go ahead and use a speed light. That this is not the tutorial. on how to use speed lights. I will be getting into more on how to use these speed lights and how to have the correct gel, so you can change your color temperature on your flash output if you want to change the light, if you want to go ahead and give a different color for a backlight or something like that. And one of the things I love the most about these flashes is, I mean, the power on these flashes is amazing. I could be out at an event, at a wedding, at a reception. Usually it's more than enough to go ahead and point to my ceiling or point to the side and have that flash bounce and come back nice and soft on my subject. So I have no complaints there. Another great thing about these flashes is, I believe the 430EX that I had prior to these, I think they worked on, I think these are infrared. Your lens or your trigger would have to be able to be at a line of sight with one another to be able to connect. But these guys are actually radio triggered or connected by radio signal. So these actually, I can be outside or vice versa, and I can have a flash go off if I'm inside and the flash is on the outside, or if I'm here and the flash is around the corner or on a staircase. It will still work because, again, it works on that RF radio frequency. Fantastic, guys. Nothing but raves, nothing but kudos. Every time I go do an event or every time I go do a portrait session, I'm pretty confident that no matter what's out there, I like to use a lot of natural light and I have a lot of great lenses. But sometimes, guys, you just need a little extra power, you need a little extra boost, or you need a little light when you're trying to get creative, again, with some backlighting, or you want to use one of them, you want to just use a backlight, you want to use two of them. I mean, there's so many ways, guys, that we can use these, that we can be here all day. But again, you can change the output and the power on them. And that's the thing that I really like about it. But usually I leave them on ETTL, which is pretty much the automatic mode on these Canon flashes. You see them, they're a little beat up. I mean, I've used them so many times. This is what I carry with me all the time. I make sure that I have plenty of AA batteries and backup AA batteries here. So no matter what the task is, I am ready to take the task at hand because I feel I have enough lighting. I will be making a lot more videos on how to actually use the flashes. This one is just literally showing you what's inside of my photography bag. The recycling on these is pretty decent, the recycling time. So again, most of the time, you know, if you have good batteries in here, these guys are pretty much gonna get the job done. Again, thank you guys so much. You guys are helping this channel grow little by little, and I really appreciate that. You're gonna get the real, you're not gonna get the sugar, you're not gonna get the sugar coated material. Help us grow. Make sure you guys consider subscribing. Make sure you guys go ahead and give us a like and comment on this video. Let us know, you know, what flashes do you have or do you use on your camera.